I'm here at the Sword School in Midland, Texas, where let's just say I'm way out of my element. Now, just because I'm a beginner, that doesn't mean I can't learn the historic fighting style of HEMA. That's the sound of ancient history that's been passed on to students in Midland right in the basement of Momentum Bank Tower.
The Sword School is a place where we do historical fencing, and that constitutes any kind of blade work, primarily from Western Europe, from the early medieval times, like early 1300s, all the way up to the early 20th century. And also, besides that, we dabble in some frontier arts like Bowie knife, tomahawk, stick fighting, pretty much anything that is prior to contemporary blade work or weapon-based martial arts.
Sky Hilton has been the owner and main trainer at the Sword School since she opened it 6 years ago.
We started the school in 2018 when I first moved here from California, mainly because there wasn't one. And I was so involved in it there, I just could not live without it. So I'm like, we're just gonna start one here, guys. And we did, and it's slowly grown over the last 6 years. And now we have our own place, our own saw, and we plan to do all kinds of stuff with it.
And with all the different fighting styles ranging over a course of almost 800 years, there's a whole lot more that goes into it than just swinging a sword.
When we think about medieval swordsmanship, a lot of times we envision the knight in shining armor on his horse. And one of their primary weapons that we teach with is going to be the European longsword. And it doesn't act anything like you see on TV. It's a weapon that is designed to not only cut, it can thrust, because a lot of people did wear armor, and if you just banged on somebody with a sharp piece of metal, it's not going to do anything to the armor. So there's techniques to get around it where you hold it with two hands. So this beautiful girl right here is an example of a medieval longsword, your basic medieval longsword. They bend, because these are designed to be used in fencing. These are ones that are made by companies that specialize in historical fencing weaponry. Not particularly to be used in tournaments. This is a tournament safe Zweihander that is made by Reginier Armory, which is a special company that makes a lot of our swords. And this guy, it is landing on the ground. This is true to height for this type of sword that was used by Doppel soldiers in Germany during the 16th century primarily. This guy is big. So it starts like this. I'm gonna kick it up, come behind me, come up.
Hilton has been doing this for a number of years, so she definitely knows what she's doing with a dangerous weapon.
And that is how you do it.
But if you're like me and you have no experience with a sword, don't sweat, because you don't have to be an expert to learn.
Come in cut, left hand controls, bring the pommel of the sword over my wrist. There you go. Now step in, and bam, right on my head. There you go.
That's enough torture. Let's get back to the experts. Sky's been teaching students for a very long time. Right now, she teaches students as young as 8 years old and as old as 75. Same thing with the other instructor, Jacob Ulmer, who's actually self-taught.
For me, I've always really enjoyed physical activity, right? And there's also a big mental aspect of this too, where you kind of enjoy fantasy from fantasy books and things like that. So it's got that appeal. But putting it all together for me was just, this is my opportunity to move, kind of experience my body, really feel the different motions in a fight, feel that adrenaline and that heightened sense of awareness that comes from a fight, because getting hit with these guys really can hurt. So you want to pay good attention, make sure you have good defense and all that.
But what he loves even more than swinging the sword is teaching the sword.
It is more enriching than the fighting experience I was talking about before. I don't think I've ever put a weapon in somebody's hand, like any of these, and not seen a smile. People love it, they really do. And especially with new students, you go from watching them understand pretty much nothing, and they're doing all these goofy things, to very rapidly cutting along the right lines, taking the right steps. The growth from new students is just mind-boggling sometimes.
And they see growth not just on the mat.
I've seen people come in and just build really big confidence from just learning how to use the sword, because it's not a thing of, I can use a sword, I can kill people. It's, I've discovered things about myself I didn't know before, because in learning fencing, you learn how to move, you learn body dynamics, you learn how far can I take this, how far can I push myself.
And these students learn quickly that they can push themselves pretty far.
Oh, nice.
because with or without a sword in their hands, that confidence instilled during these lessons should last a lifetime. Now, according to Hilton, this is the only sword fighting school in West Texas, so if interested, visit theswordschool.org. Swinging a sword around in Midland, I'm Marcus Risen, News West 9.